my goal is to try to get people who can't understand where we're coming from, where you see what's going on in the world right now.
I panicked a little bit.
Hey man, it brings back the old days.
But I was always ready to go. Like, oh, anytime you show up to the party with this, it better be drinkable.
Oh, there's that cinnamon.
Okay. Cool nutmeg.
All right, guys. So that's going to take us to our next topic, which happens to be the main course. So if you guys are looking for this on YouTube, we're going to go ahead and split this episode up. It's going to be broken up into whiskey time, the small talk, and then
the piece de resistance.
Right, the main course.
I don't speak Italian.
Yeah, I couldn't understand that either. But main course,
Francais.
and that's going to take us into what we're going to talk about now. This is going to be the fucking, like Ken says, meat and potatoes of it all.
There you go, man. So with that, here's a little introduction. Here you are, man. You just living your life. You know what I mean? You're trying to get by your day-to-day grind. And then you get somebody to let's put it like this. Let's say you work at McDonald's. Here it is. Let's say you guys close at 10. It's 9:55. Somebody walk in. And they over here ordering the whole fucking menu. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I want number 2, number 7, number 8, extra cheese, whatever, all it is. And you kind of trying to like, hey, look, guys, like, I understand, but we closing. You know what I mean? Like, hey, we ain't got that shit. And we done for the night. Like, we will make you this and this. This is what we can do. We're not turning you down, but this is what we can do. And these people just will not. They won't succumb to what the options are, right? They keep pushing it. Well, you're not closed. You got 5 minutes. How dare you? How dare you treat me like this? This is one example of what I'm going to give of somebody that is difficult to deal with. Is a tough personality. Somebody that just can't seem to be empathetic. If you've ever dealt with that, if you've ever felt that, if you've ever seen that, well, strap in, buckle up. That's where we're going tonight.
We're about to get into tough personalities. And tough personalities come in many different forms. It's either take the different facets of your life. Like, you got family, you got friends, you got work, you got, like he said, establishments you go to. You got to deal with tough people, customers, everything like that. So dealing with tough personalities, how the fuck do we handle it? What is the best way? And I'm sure things change from like scenario to scenario. But like, I want to try to steer away from work a little bit, and I want to kind of get into like family dynamic.
So initially when I was thinking about this, I think initially when you think, hey man, you got to deal with a tough personality, I think most people think outside of your everyday life, right? Like you tend to think not like something that's personal to you, right? You think like, hey, like I said, the McDonald's example. You think about somebody, oh, I got to work this dude, fuck him, I don't care, I'll blow him off. I think that those are the easy ones, right? And those happen, but those are the easy ones. Now, if you change that variable, you change that into it's your mother, your father, your brother, your sister, your cousin, it's your boss, it's your best friend, even. You know what I mean? Sometimes your best friend could be a fucking a tough person to deal with. You love him to death. Maybe it's your spouse. Maybe your spouse even has those. Like you love them every day of the week, but at the same time, some days they come in and they just get in this shitty mood. I think we can all identify with somebody who's a little difficult to deal with. Let's not say a little difficult. Let's say this. Let's say they're tough to deal with. It's a tough personality. It's hard. It's hard to manage. You need to really have an equal balance of what you're doing with that. So, as opposed to looking at it as the external aspect of it, look at the people that are closer to you that you've had to deal with. I think we all do. We all got a family member that's somebody that you're like, God damn, they're coming to Thanksgiving? Fuck, all right. Well, then pour another shot. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That kind of vibe, man.
Yeah. So my brother, like he's more conservative, and not to get too political or whatever. Like, I guess if you had to put a label on it, I'd be more like liberal leaning. You know what I mean? Like, for me, a lot of my philosophy comes down to, like, if it's not hurting anyone else, like, fucking you do you. You know what I mean? And he has some views that kind of, like, counteract, like, some of the things that I think about. And so and he's not like a shy person, and that's one of the things I admire and I love about him is like he's very assertive, and like he is who he is, like even to a fault. And you're either going to love him or you hate him, and you know what I mean, however you fall on that spectrum, it's going to be extreme, you know what I mean. And I extremely love him, but you know, even still, like there are some things that we just tend to disagree about, you know what I mean. But ultimately I think what it comes down to is just finding common ground. And so even in the scenario with like, you know, the McDonald's customer or whatever, like, you know, there's always going to be a level of compromise eventually that you can reach, you know what I mean. And if you know, sometimes it leans one way or another, like sometimes it'll be more in your favor, sometimes it'll be pretty much what they're demanding, you know what I mean. But ultimately, like you, no matter how it plays out, you can't let your ego get involved. Like ultimately it's like you got a goal, you got a mission, you know, or you got this relationship. You don't want to let these little frivolous things like, you know, tarnish or destroy that, you know what I mean. So it's like sometimes you just got to put yourself outside of it and just do what's, you know, do what you got to do to keep it going. And you know, sometimes too, you got to cut your losses. Like there are some people that have been in my life that are no longer in my life because we couldn't find that compromise, you know. But I think that the main thing is just, you know, try to find the common ground and don't take shit personally. Like, you know, don't let your ego get involved, and that'll get you a lot farther than if you just shut down or like try to stick to your guns and be like, nah, man, fucking ice cream machine's broken. You ain't getting that, you know.
You know, like you make a good point by
That
saying
ice cream machine's always broken.
Yeah,
Always.
I'm sure they canceled that motherfucker right now.
Yeah,
but,
yeah.
but you know, the funny thing you said is like you take the ego out of it, right?
Mhm.
And that's like best case scenario,
Mhm.
right? But like I think also what's extremely like if you can label it that way too, but I think a lot of people's tolerance has to go up,
Yeah.
right? So like if it's family,
Mhm.
tolerance plays a huge factor.
Oh,
like,
for sure.
because you don't necessarily accept who they are,
Mhm.
but you're tolerant. Like, how much can I? Like Ken said, oh, you're inviting them to fucking Thanksgiving.
Mm.
You can only tolerate so much to where you have to remove yourself,
Right.
if you don't want conflict.
Right.
Because I remember growing up and watching like movies,
Mhm.
and they would be like. It would be like a chaotic family, dysfunctional, where like this person doesn't get along with this uncle, and I always thought like, well, how is that possible? Like they're all family,
Mhm.
because my family has always been close.
Yeah.
So like I never understood what it was, but then like the older I got, the more I started seeing, like from a kid to an adult, I started seeing my family members for like who they were,
Mhm.
as opposed to just what they were. Like, oh, you're my uncle, but you're also someone I need to look at as far as how do you display being like a man, like,
Right.
you know, and how do you treat other people, and so like you grow up and because as a kid looks up to their like relatives, and it's like, oh, that's my uncle,
Or adults
he-
in general.
and even like, oh, he's
Yeah.
kind of out there, but the older you get, the more
Mhm.
you start thinking like, oh, this guy's kind of like too far out there,
Mhm.
you know, because it's like, what the fuck is he talking about?
Yeah.
He's what's the word? He's confrontational.
Yeah.
You know, it's like,
yeah.
so like I always now view it as like, oh, tolerance, and like how well can you tolerate certain people?
Yeah.
And when it comes to certain people, yeah, you love them for who they are, like your brother, you love him for who he is,
Mhm.
but it's like, you know, it's tough personalities. I think that's kind of like a huge aspect of like growing up.
Right.
You start dealing with different sides of your brother.
Yeah.
You start dealing with different sides of your uncle,
Right.
to where it's like, fuck, this is tough, because
Yeah.
part of you doesn't, and I'm gonna speak for myself and not for you and your brother, but part of me doesn't want anything to do with him,
Mhm.
you know, because I'm like, you're just not the kind of person that's in my life,
Right.
you know.
right.
So I think dealing with tough personalities, it's like I didn't have to deal with it until recently,
Mhm.
you know. So that's why I kind of brought this to the table, because I want to understand how people deal with tough personalities in their family,
Yeah.
because sometimes a close knit family can kind of like eventually drift,
Right.
and I didn't think that was possible.
Yeah. It definitely is possible if you let those things like kind of get in between. And I'm not speaking like I'm not saying that it's a bad thing necessarily, like you know, whatever your decision may be. All I'm saying is like sometimes it's enough to just be like, you know what? agree to disagree and leave it at that. And just know that, you know what I mean? Hey, maybe don't bring that topic up at fucking Christmas dinner. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to agree on it, and, you're not going to change the other person's opinion on it, at least not at the moment. And if there's anything I've learned, it's like, nothing is permanent. Eventually, you might change the way you feel about some things, and maybe you'll be more open to hearing their side of it, or maybe they'll be more open to hearing from you about it. You know what I mean? So maybe it can change in the future, but there's no harm in just being like, hey, you know what? Like, agree to disagree. You feel this way. I feel this way. It conflicts, you know what I mean? But I still love you. You're still family. And let's talk about some other shit. You know what I mean? And so there, that's what I'm saying. It's like, if it's important to you, like I feel like you can find some kind of common ground. And it's not to say that it's a bad thing if you choose not to talk to that person for a while, because it doesn't mean that it's permanent. Eventually, one or the other might come around. But that's how I would say is the best way to deal with like those difficult personalities, is just try to find some kind of common ground. And there are certain things that are worth fighting for, and there are some things that you're just like, you know what, agree to disagree. And especially with politics, like that's a big thing that I think most people can relate to, is like when it comes to that's where it's most divisive in families. And that's, I feel like, because a lot of people attach their politics to their personal identity, and anytime it comes to anything identity wise, people will defend that to the death. You know what I mean? But it's like, you got to take a step back and realize the bigger picture, which is easier said than done, especially when you're in the heat of an argument. You know what I mean? But like ultimately, you just find that common ground. That's where you guys kind of meet up, and everything else, just let it fall by the wayside. But
yeah. So I want to say this. I think I absolutely agree with what you're saying. I think the ideal mentality would be to kind of understand, hey, maybe some things are off limits to discuss here or whatever. You have your views, I have mine, let's let them ride. The reality of that is that that's never going to be the case, right? Like, even if it is the case, it's not the case. Even if you're not discussing them, it's the unsaid things that are there, right? It's the elephant in the room, if you would, in my opinion, right? And I get it, man. Like, I come from a very strong-minded family, right? Like, like they, and I think most of us, and I'll liken myself to them, I think we all generally have our similar opinions on most things. It's those times, those simple times, though, when we don't agree on something, is when to me, it becomes fun. Like, and I won't lie to you, like, to me, it is fun. Like, me and my father, right? My father's very strong-minded. You know what I mean? Like, if he has an opinion on something, he's very strong in his opinion, and he usually has a fucking good reason to back that up. And then if I'm gonna come in, and I know this, and if I'm gonna come in and I'm gonna have a difference in opinion, I understand what I'm walking into, and to me, I enjoy a good debate. You know what I mean? I'm all about it. Like I'm all for it. And I think that's a healthy thing when it's that, right? When it's like, hey, we're just debating, we have different views, let's discuss them, let's go back and forth. However, man, I'd say more times than not, that's not how that's going to turn out, right? It's not going to turn out in a healthy manner. It's going to turn out and fuck you, you know what I mean, and those kind of things. And I think, man, that's when it becomes difficult. And as the topic of discussion here today is dealing with tough personalities. So what I want to say is, and my father listens to this show, and so I'm gonna say this in a manner for me to be as respectful as I can, because that's the goal. I don't mean to offend anybody, right? But I know who my dad is, and I know I respect him for being who he is. I love who he is, man. Like, him being him has made me who I am, But understanding that, and I know he's very, very set in what he's saying, right? Like he's looked into what he's saying now. He's done his research and where he is, and he's very convicted in what he's saying. And so I know if I'm going to challenge that, then I better damn well be bringing something to the fucking table. I don't bring no bullshit here and think that that's going to fly. Don't just throw some fucking willy-nilly out there. No, if you want to challenge it, then you better have something to say. And I like that. You know what I mean? I think that's a good principle for life. I think in any situation, don't just throw something out because you think you want to. Nah, man, have some real source to back it up. And a lot of times me and my dad will get into something and we'll go back and forth, man. And again, like I said, I enjoy it, you know. I don't know how he feels about it. And I'm actually curious to hear how he does. You know what I mean? But I would say this though, you know, like I think in any debate and anytime you're dealing with someone that's difficult, somebody that's difficult, I think you have to be open minded. You have to be open minded to hearing what their perspective is, right?
Yeah.
Because if you just write them off from the beginning, then you're cheating everyone, right? Like that's not a fair situation anyway. So you have to be open minded to understanding, and I liken that to in any aspects of any like. So I want to use my dad as an example because I think to me, that's my heart. You know what I mean? Like there's no one that I would give more effort into trying to understand than my father. So I use that as an example. But however, I'll expand it to a bigger audience and say, let's say I'm talking to you guys right now. Let's say James and me get in an argument. I'm like, oh, fuck spirituality, whatever the fuck, right? We're going back and forth. Instead of James like, oh, fuck you, I don't believe you. No, James doesn't do that. James simply says, hey, well, you know what? This is how I think this, and this is why. And he starts giving me examples of things. And now we can have a conversation about it, right? I think difficult people, what makes a person difficult is when they get away from caring to be an example or any truth behind it. And then instead of that, it becomes a fuck you, you're wrong. Yeah. I think if there's something we can relate it to lately, and you know, I imagine this may, especially Travis, I apologize that this will raise some flags, but it is what it is. I imagine lately our former president, you know what I mean? This was a guy that I'm gonna say that because you said your brother's conservative, so I'm assuming you know that aspect. No offense again,
Right?
But I'm only saying, but our former president, and whether you support or don't, the reality is this: he gets questions about things, and he doesn't throw answers; he throws bullshit out, and he becomes a salesman in my eyes, right? And to me, this is our culture now. This is what we've become. Is instead of actually giving you facts and supporting them and having an actual debate or any of that. I mean, you everybody saw the fucking presidential debate. It was a fucking joke, okay? Like it was a joke, dude. There was nothing that really happened. It was just I'm gonna slander you, you slander me. We're just gonna talk shit, and I'm like, man, you know, like as somebody who likes to talk shit, and I do, but I mean, like. On that scale, what are we doing, right? But the point, like I said, is understand how to deal with somebody that's doing that, right?
Yeah. Well, let me go ahead and let me throw out a little exercise right here, okay, for the table. So the question is, what is a difficult thing to deal with? And I have 3 categories here. I want you guys to give me words, right, or things that pertain to this, right? So, family. What are difficult things to deal with when it comes to family? Just words.
I don't know. Like, well, I feel like this will fit in any, like politics is one thing. So we got politics. Because I feel like with family, you're more likely to talk about those kinds of things. Like those are more personal.
Be.
Yeah,
it can be, but not so much for mine. But
mine, yeah. We're all kind of in the same vibe.
So for mine, it's what is it called? Expectations. So for me, difficult things are expectations. Okay. Unfair expectations, right?
Yeah.
So what do you got, Ken?
Like, I'll be honest with you, like normally, like I have everything. I don't think there's anything difficult for me to discuss with my family.
Not discuss, but to deal with. Like, what's something? Any family member. What's something that's difficult for not for you that you can't overcome, but what's something that just kind of like you got to work towards. You know, like my uncle. He drinks too much, motherfucker. He's not sensible, right? So dealing with someone that's not sensible. Nothing?
Fuck,
okay.
Man. No. Well, I'll give you an answer.
So we got politics, we got expectations.
I almost want to mimic the expectations. You know what I mean? Like understanding, like I don't know, expectations, I think. And I see for me, man, I think that's me more forecasting. I mean, pushing that on myself, but Yeah, I don't know. Fuck it, man.
Another thing that's difficult for me with my family
This is coming up.
lately has been communication.
Mm.
So that's something that's difficult too.
Yeah.
Because of personalities, communication gets harder
Right.
for me. Has been for the last year.
Well, when you say your family, I mean, and maybe this isn't okay to ask, but for me, man, my immediate family, like, I don't have a problem talking to them about anything I want to talk to. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like, these are the people that I'm referring to my sister and my father. You know what I mean? Like, straight up, like, these are the people that, like, they know me better than anybody I fucking know. And so, like, me being me.
Well, and not so much difficulty communicating the issue, but finding resolution.
Well,
right?
yeah,
like you, because you can bring. So, for instance, my family will say something to me,
Yeah.
because of their view.
Yeah.
I'll rebuttal with my logic and my view, and not politics, but just how we should be as family members.
Sure.
So we communicate it, but there's no resolution. It's like you're saying this, I'm saying this, and I could because the last thing you want in a dispute is to like start defending shit you don't have to defend, right? That's
Right.
always where you find yourself in that corner where you're just throwing shit out.
Mm.
So like you're not seeing eye to eye to begin with. So the communication that comes out is not conducive to resolution. So for me, communication has been difficult with my family.
Yeah.
Or one family member, it's just like, and just to be honest with everybody out there, one side of my family has completely crumbled. My great grandmother, not my great grandma, my grandma died, my mom's mom. And that side of the family has crumbled because everybody's squabbling over like who did what and who did enough and you didn't show this, and just completely kind of crumbled.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like the communication fell through. Like, what are we doing here? Like, are you guys, it all crumbled with that, right?
Yeah.
So like what I'm saying is like difficult personalities come with the person who wants to defend a certain point of view. And that could be a difficult thing.
Mm-hmm.
To try to argue with someone who has a view of what you should have done. That's where expectation comes into play. So like it's a multi-tiered thing, but it's all like, yeah, you can have communication, but it can be hard. Like,
Right.
So for me, the expectations, the communication are an issue.
Right.
Politics can definitely be an issue.
Right.
Not so much in my family,
Mm-hmm.
but I can understand how they could be a touchy thing. That's why I stay away from them
For sure.
for the most part.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Because you never know.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm gonna move this over into
Well, on that note, I want to say this. Like, I get what you're saying there, and I agree. Like, my family is some strong-willed people. Like, they all are, right? And if we're dealing with my immediate family, I'll say my father and my sister are two of the most challenging people I've ever dealt with in my life, right? By all means, like you said, like, something will happen, and usually those two, a lot of the time, those two are very conflicting, right? And I find myself trapped in the middle of it because I find myself to be the one that's kind of like a little more like, hey, you know what? Like, I see your point. You two just need a mediator to kind of fucking come in and understand where you're at. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that you guys are against each other. I don't think you are. I just think that you're too hell bent on this shit and you're too hell bent on that, and really you guys are really kind of in the middle anyway. You just can't fucking bring yourselves to see it, and I think so. For me, with these things that we're talking here, I think, man, my perspective is gonna be, I'm the guy that I think is like, yeah, no, I can see all sides. Like, I'm very open-minded, right? Like, and I get both perspectives, and I understand it. And I think most of us I think all of us here at this table would probably fall into that category.
Mm-hmm.
I have my perspectives, and there's some things that I stand firm on. There's some things that I will disagree on. And then I understand. And generally, when I argue with somebody in my family that is in my immediate family that I would invest the effort into trying to discuss, they're typically like, okay, I get your point. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So far, and I'm just going to throw this out there and we'll continue this exercise, but so far what I'm hearing is the ability to communicate is the issue. The ability to hear each other becomes the issue.
Right.
But go ahead.
Exactly. So yeah. So stubbornness plays a factor in ability to communicate, right? So then let's move into friends. What's a trait that some of your friends have that are difficult to deal with? I'll start. So for me, no,
They
not
don't
you.
update to the
No, but
Instagram.
a trait that some of my friends that I have difficulty with is when they want to blame others for their circumstances. So blame is something that's difficult, and they hinge who they are off of blaming others, right? So that's a personality trait that's difficult within not all of my friends. So I'm not saying all of my friends have these
No,
issues.
yeah, understood.
But there are some friends that I don't hang out with as much because they want to blame the world for their circumstances.
Yeah.
And that's not who we are, right? So blame is something that is a trait that some of my friends possess that makes it hard for me to deal with them. It's difficult for me to deal with them. So blame is one of them. You guys have one?
Yeah, I got one. Go ahead, though.
No, I was just gonna kind of piggyback off of that. Not so much blame, but it's just like, in a way, I guess it is, but and also in a way, it kind of ties back into ego. It's like, a lot of things are outside of their control, or they blame other things or other people or other situations for their situation, and it's like, there definitely are hardships in life that will set you back and things that are out of your control. But I feel like if you dwell on those, like, you're never going to make progress. And so it's like you should be focusing on what you can do to make it better. You know what I mean? And I think a big part of it is like discipline. Like if you're able to have discipline in your life and kind of set boundaries for yourself and learn from the things that happen to you, and have the discipline to like adapt, like that's what's going to make the difference. And so not all of my friends, and honestly, like I probably could only think of like a handful, and not to put them to shame or whatever, it's just like they haven't really learned those life lessons yet. But I feel like that's definitely one thing I've noticed is that the discipline of like reflecting on yourself and your own actions and making the best of like situations.
Well, I want to say this as somebody myself who beats myself up all the fucking time. We've had a whole episode about me talking about self-deprecating, right? Like, and I do, and I will. And then for me, it's always because I want to be better, right? But I have friends. So when we're talking about friends and all of that, for me, man, the thing that when we come to friends is I'll have friends, and I'm very like, I don't think we're friends if I'm not straightforward with you. I don't think if I'm not telling you the truth. I'm not going to sugarcoat anything with you. If we're friends, then I shouldn't try to fucking pat you on the back if you fucked up. Like, I should be honest with you and tell you, no, like, you can do better and you should do better.
Right.
If I'm your friend, that's what I want from my friends. And and James knows this firsthand. Like, don't tell me I did okay if I didn't. Like, no, because then I will never reach my potential. And I'm all about reaching what I can be. I want to be the best I can, and I'll never get there if you sugarcoat it or you tell me, you give me a participation trophy. What fuck good is that to me, right? Like, I don't want it. We see them a lot. We see them a lot, and we see people who support that a lot. I fucking throw them away. I don't want it.
Yeah.
I don't want it.
Yeah.
You know what I want? I want to be better. Yeah, I want to learn from the mistakes I made and everything. But I got a few friends in my world, friends that I care deeply about, that I have tried and I've invested a lot of effort into, that I think are oblivious to the fact of their reality. I think they don't understand that they are not nearly getting anything near what their potential could be. And I'm not saying their potential is fucking sky high, but you get them, you get them into a position where they can do better. And then you start being honest with them. And I've had friends where I'm being honest and telling them, like, hey, this is this. Or I'm telling another mutual friend of ours, hey, this is this. And they ask them about it, and they're like, oh, well, Ken's lying. Oh, that's not the case. Ken's lying. To me, then I want to give up on you. Then I don't care. You want to note me as a liar because I cared enough to try to get you somewhere. This is where I get frustrated. And then so let me make sure I encompass it in the right way here, right? So we're asking, like, hey, man, you have a friend and like, as far as them being tough to deal with. So to me, a tough personality to deal with is when I'm investing effort into you and I'm telling you, and then I'm telling someone that's mutually can also kind of impact you and kind of influence you in the right direction, but then you will rather die me out as being a liar. Because I have other friends that like, hey, you know what? I had a friend, man, that I went to his house. I told him, I said, hey, what are you doing tomorrow? He didn't have a job. He wasn't doing anything. I told him, what are you doing tomorrow? I got nothing to do. This is my arm is broke. So I was off work. And I said, all right, tomorrow morning, 8 o'clock in the morning, I'm coming to your house. I'm going to wake you up and we're going to find you a job. And he's like, yeah, all right, whatever, man. He thought I was fucking with him. Nah, man. I got up. I got to his house at 7 o'clock in the morning. I waited out there till 7:30. I couldn't wait anymore. I went in the house. His sister let me in the house. I walked up to his room. He's in bed. I wake him up. I don't want to get up. I literally pulled him out of drug him out of his bed to the floor. He still don't want to get up. I drug him all the way down the fucking stairs. And I said, by that time, he drug down two flights of stairs. Yeah, you get up. Yeah. And I said, get up. It's time to find you a job. I'm going to sit here. I built him a resume. I sat there and I told him, all right, we're going to apply for everything we can find that you fit, that you can apply to. That's what we're going to do. You know what that guy did later? Is he comes to me and he's damn near fucking crying. And it's like, God damn, I'm so fucking happy you did that day. Thank you. Thank you for fucking investing enough effort in me to do that. And I said, you're goddamn right. I know your potential and I will. And then I got other friends that I know their potential, and I do it to them, and they're like, fuck you. Oh, why you getting on my case about it? So, to them, and these are some of my best friends, and I'm be blunt with you guys right now. These are some of my best friends that wouldn't even listen to this and never hear it because they wouldn't even fucking listen to what I do, right? So, to keep that in mind. And I'm saying it like that because it is a little fucking annoying. Yeah. That, you know what I mean? Like, sincerely, I won't bullshit it. Yeah. I don't give a fuck. It's a little annoying that I've invested the effort into you and you won't even listen to this and you won't invest into your own fucking self and you will be a failure because you won't invest in yourself. Yeah. There's no one to blame. And that's what'll happen. It'll be like, oh, but mommy and daddy will come and fucking save them and then get out of it and then continue to be a fuck up. Yeah. And to me, okay, it's only so long that rides, man.
Yeah. No, that's definitely a difficult.
So you're going to tell a difficult friend, yeah.
That's definitely a difficult type of friend to deal with.
You can tell I'm a little annoyed.
Yeah, no, of course. And that's where, like, for friends, it's like that middle, and that's why I kind of structured it out this way because family, it's like you have to, right? You got to find that middle ground. Mm-hmm. You have to find things to like agree to disagree. Right. You have to let the ego go. You have to do all that. Then you go to friends. Because friends aren't family, so it's all choice. Like, am I gonna be close? Are we gonna be close? Are we gonna hang out? Are we gonna vibe? Are we gonna communicate? Are we gonna relate? Over the long haul, right? And then, so like it's kind of like that's the one area that it requires less work than family, but more work in a way because it's not like you're not tethered to anybody, right?
And you have to really want to.
You have to really, and like you said, there's a handful of your friends that like you're not talking shit, but it's like they don't fit into that category, right? And that's why I think it's touchy because if you do put energy into your friends, I think you may have some sense of investment where like you're invested in this friendship, right? And how far are you willing to take that? Right.
And sometimes too, like I kind of mentioned before, sometimes it gets to a point where it's like you've done all that you can and you have to cut your losses. You know what I mean? Like, you know, the investment is not going to pay off, you know, and as sad as it is to say, like, unfortunately, that's just part of life. But also too, like that's something that like, I don't know. I think that signifies growth in a way. And like we kind of mentioned before, I don't remember if it was off air or not, but it's like there's no growth without friction. You know what I mean? And so like sometimes those losses, they're just, you know, they are what they are. They hurt in the moment, but you grow as a person and like hopefully they learn from it too. But yeah, definitely like when it comes to friends, you don't have to put in the effort, but you know, you want to.
Yeah, no, exactly. And that's where I think it's like, it hurts because those people become like family, and it's because of the investment. Right. Like, because there's a trust, there's investment, there's all kinds of things. And it's because
you care. Like, you wouldn't invest if you didn't care about them. And,
exactly.
You know what I mean? And so that's what makes it hard when you have to cut that loss. But, Yeah, like you wouldn't try to put in the effort if you didn't care about their well being or their future.
Yeah, and it's funny because like I always try to relate things to like what people can relate to. Like when you bring a dog into your family,
Mm-hmm.
right? You don't give a shit about the dog. It's a cute dog. It's cool, okay? You bring it in and slowly you have an attachment
Right.
and you build that trust and attachment to this animal.
Mm-hmm.
And then sooner or later that animal is like your family member.
Right.
Your friends become that too. Like you meet them, they're just people.
Yeah.
And you slowly build and build and build to where like they're like a brother.
Mm-hmm.
Well, and that's what I wanted to jump in and say. Like for me, when I speak about my friends, if I bring somebody I'm talking about here, and I consider them my friend, they are my brother. You know what I mean? Like that is, to me, friends translate into family to me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And that's why I get so passionate about it. It's because I know what people's potential are. You know what I mean? And then it sucks when you can see someone's potential and then understand that they like that individual, maybe they don't see it in themselves, right? And everything you want to do is try to get them to get that. And that's when we fall back into the difficult personality, right? Like it's this argument of like, oh no, you can do this, and they're well, I don't really think so. So they're selling themselves short, and I'm no stranger to that. But fuck that, you know what I mean? Like the sky's the limit, man, for everybody.
And you know what's funny? To me, a difficult personality is like, at first you don't see it, right? Mm-hmm. Family too. It's like you're walking up, and then eventually there's a wall, and you're like, oh. Mm-hmm. So like when you just tolerate, like I said earlier, when you just tolerate them, you're not looking at the wall. You're like, I don't have to climb that wall
because the wall's irrelevant.
It's irrelevant to you. But that's why, like, when you get invested with family or friends, and you have to deal with, and you got to climb that wall.
When you want that bond, when you want that relationship,
when you got to get through that shit.
Yeah.
That's when I think it's like a brick wall, but it's like a high wall. Like you're like, all right, so like you can either stay far back, and that's why I'm saying a way to deal with personalities that are difficult. Sometimes people just stay back, like, nah, I don't really want to climb that wall, and it sucks because the person with a difficult personality. I have difficult traits, right? But the person with difficult personalities, they don't even know that you know that people are staying away to some degrgy. Mm-hmm. Some people want to climb it.
Well, no,
like,
they're pushing you away. I think people with difficult personalities tend to, in my experiences, they tend to react with anger, right? As opposed to acting hurt or any of these other emotions. Like the fact is they don't want to express emotion, right? Like I'm difficult. I don't want to look like you can affect me. So instead I act like I'm mad. In my reality, right? In my world, it's just and I hopefully this is where we're going here, but like the people that I know that are difficult react with anger, as opposed to logic or passion or any of those other, or fucking love or any of those other things. And I think these people have love and have logic and have passion. However, in that moment, when it becomes difficult for them, that's a difficult decision. It's difficult to fucking snap back and, okay, do I act sensible, or you're calling me out on something that I don't want to deal with. I don't want to deal with it, so I act mad.
So you're saying that a difficult person or a difficult personality is resistant.
It's angry.
So you're saying there's like
anger is the first level,
like an opposite.
I think anger.
Magnet.
Yeah, I think anger is the first level.
They want to. You're saying they want to.
Anger is the first level. It's the first shield.
It's a
the way I look at it, it's a shield. It's the first shield that's fucking guarding what's really behind it. How are you really gonna get there? And as somebody that gives a fuck, understands. In my world, it's first shield is anger. Now you gotta break that anger down, right? you gotta break that anger down, and then but you gotta stand there and understand you're gonna be berated for that shit. Okay, they're gonna attack you. You gotta withstand that and understand these people are just they're worried about what's going on behind the scenes, and like this has been my life for a long time, and my God, am I ready to talk about that? You know what I mean? No, but I'm just saying, like in the real capacity, man. Like,
but you're right.
I think a lot of people who don't want to deal with where they're at and understand, like, and a lot of people aren't. I don't think by any fault of their own. I think a lot of people weren't raised to fucking do that. I myself, man, I wasn't raised to fucking sit here and be like, oh my God, this is how I feel. I told you guys earlier off air. I said, man, I appreciate the fact that I could talk to you guys about something because there's not a lot of places I can go to do that. And I can, like, I go talk to my family about it. But to be fair, I know the reaction. I know what I'm gonna get, and I don't think they're wrong. But they're gonna tell me like, "You're the fucking man. You're a ham sandwich, son." You know what I'm saying? And you know what I mean? I get that. You know, but you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, I understand that, but I also think when you're dealing with somebody difficult, the first reaction, in my world at least, is always going, if you're attacking them, if you come and you say, hey, to your brother, hey, you're fucking wrong. If you come at him like that, guards up, shields up. And guess what that shield is? You know what I mean? It's going to be, you know what I mean? He's going to be defensive. You know what I mean? He's going to want to snap back, you know, and that's going to turn into anger. Now my anger shield's up and I'm coming at you about something. Not the right way to do it.
No,
that's what I'm saying. Like I've learned, like there's a way to approach it. You should seek to understand before you seek to fucking influence. I think, right? Like if I want to influence you, if I want to actually understand where you're coming from, and I want to make an impact, then I should hear what you're saying first. I should understand what you have to say to me. I should really take that in, consider that, and now I can make an educated thing of what I'm saying back. I think today has been the first day that I am like, I'm like on this level.
What?
I'm just saying, like, man, normally I'm like, yeah, fuck him. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? But today I'm like, no, you should really try to understand what somebody's saying to you first.
You know what's funny? I've worked for years to keep like negative shit away from me, right?
Sure.
And it's easy.
It's not easy.
No, it is.
It's
no,
not easy.
Once you break the barrier of ego, and I'm not saying I completely have, but once you break that barrier, we're like,
but it wasn't easy to do it.
Yeah, it is. You know why? Because what matters most to you is keeping it away, and that's easy. That's in a way. I
like a little toxicity in our city.
Yeah, no, that's always gonna be there. But I'm saying like. Trying to push negativity away, whether it's family, friends, loved ones, scenarios, it's easy. You can have, like we talked about earlier, you can have your partner pissed the fuck off, but if you're not mad, the worst thing that you could do is act like you don't give a fuck because you're happy.
Makes them more mad.
Which makes them more mad, right?
You say that, but like I couldn't do that with my family. Like I couldn't just act like I didn't give a fuck. Like I can act like I don't give a fuck, but I couldn't sincerely not give a fuck.
So you've never been so mad that you're like,
I have been fucking through the roof, man.
Hands in the air.
James. No, I'm telling you, I've been through the fucking roof, but that is my fucking family. And so, no, yeah, like I can act like I am, but I'm calling my sister and I'm like, oh, what the fuck is it's affecting me. It affects me. There's no way I can act like it doesn't affect me. It affects me. I don't know how to make it not. So for me, instead of trying to make it not affect me, instead I've learned to just embrace it and run to it. Yeah, it affected me. Yep, here I am. I'll talk to like somebody else in my family about it, mainly my sister, and then I'm gonna fucking run right at it and fuck avoiding it. I'm gonna run right at it and address it, and here we are. Let's deal with it. Here I am. I'm bringing it to you. Yeah, this is what you said, and I said that. Here we are. Let's talk it out. Me and you. Fuck it. That's where I'm at with it. I can't act like it means nothing to me because it means everything to me. To me. My world, it means everything to me.
Yeah, no, I get that. I get it. It means everything to you. But I'm saying, let's just say you're dealing with an older person.
Okay.
Who is stuck in their ways.
Fair enough. Okay,
so,
I can relate.
So, for instance, it's similar to avoiding politics.
Right.
You just don't talk about it.
Yeah.
As simple as that.
Yeah. Okay, I get you there.
So it allows him to have a great time with his brother by simply avoiding hot topics. Doesn't mean that he's running from it. Just means you avoid it.
Right.
Because he won't change his brother's mind. So let's just say I'm dealing with a family member that's older than me, who is stuck in their ways, their older ways. Traditional ways, and they have a view of who I am and what I'm doing. Now, I can sit there and defend myself, but am I in the wrong? No. So should I defend it? Not really. So then that's what I'm saying. It's easy to be positive and be like, you don't understand me. Like you don't understand the world. You don't understand me. So I can't sit here and defend myself because I'm not invested like that. You are fully invested in telling me I'm wrong. I'm not fully invested in proving that I'm right.
I get
So
that.
there's always going to be that gray area,
Right.
and that's what I'm saying. Like,
I wanted to argue with you.
Yeah, no, but you can't,
no,
because
I would do the same.
Yeah,
You're right. I'd
yeah.
just say fuck it.
because mutually, yes, you do care about the people who are attacking you.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's like I can't argue because you don't understand the argument. You know what I mean? Like, you can argue with a flat Earth person.
Yeah, but if you're never gonna see the other side, what's the point?
What's the point,
What's
right?
the point,
And-
right?
and-
Like, if
and-
you're not gonna be open to it, then what the fuck are we arguing?
Right. So I'm saying, like, the older I get, the more I realize that my family is not excluded from the group of people who I don't need to argue with. I need to just set you here and leave you alone in that sense.
Yeah.
For that topic, for this topic, this scenario, this is where you sit. You sit on the shelf to me.
Yeah.
And I haven't always been like that, but I'm saying the older I get, the more I understand that they are
Well,
like every other
'cause
person.
Well, some people are, right? I imagine my thought is like not all of them are, but like okay, you understand who is and who isn't, and then okay, so and there's categories for everyone, right? Like there's literally like categories for everyone. Some people are gonna be open minded. You can have an actual debate with. Then you can have these flat earthers that are like hard bent, like no, you're fucking wrong, and you're an idiot. They're calling me an idiot. I'm like okay, well I put you in that category. And then I have these here and these here. And then you leave those there, and then the ones that you can like. So, for example, us right now, we can have an intelligent debate about something, and we'll take it there. And I'm not dissing flat earthers. I'm just simply saying you guys make no fucking sense. You make no fucking sense. You have nothing to back it up on. Read a fucking book, dude. Oh my god. And you know my friends who I'm talking to. Fuck you, dude. Okay, like you fucking know I love you, but god damn it, we've argued this for years, and I don't give a shit. Right?
Their
I love
own
you to death.
experiments have
The
proved that their
firmament.
shit.
The firmament.
Yeah.
I love you guys, but you guys need to fucking just open a book, read a fucking book. God damn it, it's 2021. Get real. The curvature. Oh my god, I was in the fucking crow's nest last night and it didn't work.
And then you say, "What about the sun?" And then like, I don't know. I haven't done the research on that.
Well, it's up.
It'll come out tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
The sun will come out tomorrow.
What are we gonna do with that? Travis is gonna slap me in a minute, guys. Hey, peep the TikToks. Travis is gonna slap the shit out of me.
Yeah, he is.
Travis is gonna slap the shit out of Ken tonight.
He might need
Yeah.
another drink to slap you, but he will.
Yeah, he's gonna do it. He's gonna do it. Hey guys, if you guys haven't known, subscribe to the TikTok.
Yeah.
Okay, in the middle of the episode for once.
Yeah.
You know what? That's how the ads go. Subscribe to the TikTok, the Instagram, the YouTube. Hey, fuck you guys, man. Yeah, that's right.
Make sure you're following along.
You guys are difficult people.
Yeah.
Okay, you're difficult to get to subscribe.
Our fans are difficult people.
Yeah, so fucking subscribe. All right.
But we appreciate the ones that are here.
That's right.
But can we get a comment? We got like
Yeah, we got
maybe
like
2 comments
we got
in
like,
last month.
Like literally in the entire time we were doing this, we got like 12, and one was from somebody that was a little on the edge, on the fritz. You know what I'm saying? I mean, we took them.
Yeah.
They were good. They were good to me for a while.
Yeah. Yeah. You guys are difficult, but
Yeah, but you know what? We're dealing with you,
yeah.
and we're trying to get better at it. We're learning how to understand you and your algorithms. You guys are sheep. I'm just fucking with you.
You know, but honestly, I just want to say this. I brought up difficult personalities because I'm learning more about them.
Mhm.
Like I don't feel like there's a personality that I can't conquer. Like
Yeah.
I get along with everybody. I can handle anybody's bullshit. I can have my own bullshit and come to my senses. And I just feel my circle closing, you know? And
What is that? Is that a bad thing?
it's not a bad thing, but unfortunately, the circle's closing on family. And it never has.
So I'm gonna tell you something, and like I wanted to say this earlier, but
I was the original family guy. Like I just thought my family was
I
do
hear
whatever you want.
I hear you, and like, so let me explain this. So my dad, me growing up, was always like, "Oh, you think you're cool? You got a bunch of friends. Like they're not gonna be your friends. Like you need to understand that. Like, you need to grow up." Like he's just constantly like I'll be honest with you, like I'm saying this, understanding like there's the potential my father will hear this, and this is fucking reality, right? So I don't care. So my dad would always say that, and I would kind of look at it like, Because, man, you ain't got no friends, dude. Like, as a kid, that's how I'd look at it. Like, oh, you ain't got no friends. So you fucking, you being a hater, right? And then I got older. And then you get older. And then you get older. And then you get older. And then I start realizing, like, fuck, dude. Everything this man has told me has pretty much come to light. You know what I mean? Like, this has all been pretty much reality.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, I think even in his world, some of the friends that he had at the time, they thin out as time goes on. And from when he told me this to where I am now, friends have thinned out. Even I'm telling you guys about friends, I'm telling you, like, I fucking put all this effort into, and they call me a liar. These are the people that I imagine are thinning themselves out from me. You know what I mean? Like, I love them to death. But if you don't love yourself, man, fuck you want me to do? You know what I mean? And I say that because I care. I say these things because I care about these individuals and I'd like them to do something for themselves. But if you won't, I won't sit here and just keep myself behind because you won't. Like, I won't do it. Fuck you, man. You've had every opportunity. You chose not to. And quite honestly, I've done that too long. I'm starting to realize that today. And I'm starting to understand, like, this is what my father was telling me that I didn't want to accept for so long. But I hear it so many times now, is keep the small circle, and I think that is the most relevant thing. There's something about Al Capone. I saw this thing, and it was like, I'd rather have 4 quarters than 100 pennies. You know what I mean? Like, you goddamn right. And I feel like the same. You goddamn right. Fuck off, man. You know what I mean? Like, if you bring me 1% of something, but this one person brings 25, just liking it that way.
Yeah.
And the fuck I need is one. For 25 of you, I get
shinier.
one of this guy.
And it's shinier, right?
Yeah, and it's silver and you're copper, so fuck off. You know what I mean? I feel like what's his name? The dude.
You better feel like Al Capone after quoting him.
No, what's the dude? God damn it, the fucking. He was like, little Miss Muffet sat on her tuffet. Andrew Dice Clay, dude. There you go. Yeah. Andrew Dice Clay. Yeah. If you guys don't know that guy, man, if you guys are young, check out the Dice Man. You know what I'm saying? That guy was fucking hilarious.
I thought you were talking about Tracy Morgan.
You were something else, dude. But anyway, no, but on a serious note, man, I sincerely mean that, man. My dad used to tell me this all the time, like, dude, keep your circle close. You know, like, today I feel like I live that, I embody that. You know what I mean? Like, I hang out, like, I know a lot of people, but not many of them I really invest my effort into. You know what I mean? So if I invest effort into you, you should know I fucking care. You know what I mean? That should be that simple. But, yeah, well, to your point though, about the family thing, man. I think when it comes to family, and I've had my own issues about that. You know what I mean? Like, I've had my own difficulties and my own, like, people that I've known growing up, and we've been close, kind of close, somewhat close, and never really that close, and everything else. And today, I think I've never been further apart from them. You know what I mean? Today, because I think today I've kind of just become me. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm like, hey, maybe I don't necessarily fit into this mold of what was supposed to be, and I don't care too. You know what I mean? I will be me, and I don't think I should try to. I don't think anybody should try to fit into anything. And I think the moment you have to try to fit into something, is when you realize that you shouldn't be there. You know what I mean? And I'm just now starting to understand that.
Yeah.
And as a 33-year-old man, I think I'm just now starting to understand you don't need to.
Yeah, and I think I'll get your perspective right now too. It's like when you have like a family unit, right? Like, you have your wife, you have your daughter, that becomes like the center, right? That's like the most important part. Like,
right.
That's the house that has to be the strongest. You have family members that, of course, you love, but that, to me, like, when I just speak on me real quick, Crystal and Emma are the center of my world. Like, everybody else, unfortunately, if it came down to it, don't mean nothing. That's it. That's the center. So it's like, when you look at what you're building, if it's like the beginning, your daughter is about to turn 3, I believe, right? you're planting the seed right now.
Right.
She's a young girl,
Mm-hmm.
and you got a great family, a great, like you're building something
Right.
that you're not yet started yet.
Mm-hmm.
So you're building this thing, and it's like having a garden that it's like it's in its fucking adolescent stage,
Mm-hmm.
and like I gotta feed this.
Yeah.
Your feelings are irrelevant sometimes, and as much as I love you,
Mm-hmm.
it's irrelevant because this is the garden.
This is what I'm doing.
This is what I'm doing. So what I'm saying is like where I'm at in life is like that's it. Like this is my garden. Everything else can fuck all the way off. I love you to death, but when it comes time to choose, this is where I'm choosing every day.
Yeah.
And no hard feelings.
Yeah.
But this is it.
Right.
I would put everything else on the back burner for this one thing.
Right.
And that's where I think I'm saying I'm struggling because I'm starting to fall head first into this world I'm building to where like I don't understand the expectations
Mm-hmm.
that are coming externally from family and friends. I don't understand what you're talking about. All I know is I'm doing a good job here. Like this shit is growing.
Mm-hmm.
So when I get conflicting views, I get defensive.
Right.
I'm like, no, did you guys not see this shit?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like this shit's sprouting. Like another fucking leaf sprouted.
Mm-hmm.
You guys don't see it.
Mm-hmm.
So where are you to judge? Where are you to bring it up? How could you question where my investment is?
What I'm doing.
My effort, my
Mhm.
love is poured into this.
Right.
You guys get the leftovers, unfortunately. And that's what I'm saying. I'm at the point in my life where I'm struggling with my shit and their expectations of what I'm doing. Like
Mhm.
they don't see my shit.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm struggling with these past few months
Right.
is trying to get them to be like, no, I'm not putting time there.
Mhm.
It's just I gotta make sure this is growing.
Right.
So it's like like I said, my family unit has always been strong. It's always been like this is 100% my focus. This is where I would drop everything for my family, but now
Your
it's like-
family, your family has become there's a
unit.
microscope of what your family is.
It's like it's just funneled down into this thing that's like this is more important to me than anything else.
Right.
And it doesn't mean I don't love anything else. It just means that like
No.
when it comes to my free time, when it comes to my energy, when it comes to my effort, when it comes to my thought process, my future, it's here.
Mm-hmm.
It's not here. That's secondary now. As to where before it used to be primary, and that's what I'm saying. When it comes to dealing with difficult personalities,
Mm-hmm.
their view of being secondary doesn't feel good.
No.
So they start
So
poking.
So it's fuck you. It's like
Yeah.
yeah, I'm mad at you.
So it's like, what are you
You're
doing?
doing something wrong.
Yeah.
You know
So
what?
That and that's where my struggle with
Sorry, I kicked the
difficult
table.
personalities comes from. It's people not seeing your side, whether
Right.
it's family, friends, work. They don't see what you do.
Mhm.
Real quick, I'm just gonna interject this. You saying that has never given me more perspective on what I imagine the shit my father had to do and I had to understand. And wow, what a fucking like it literally made me want to cry. You know what I mean? Like understanding that. So more respect to you, more respect to my dad, man. You know what I mean? I understand. Fuck, dude. It's things that like that's what I mean. Like life leads you in a direction where you're put in a position now. Like I would never understand that. How would I? Except to hear it. You know what I mean? To see someone I give a fuck about and to hear it, he wouldn't tell me that. He'd feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
Fuck. You know what
That's
I mean?
what I'm saying. This is like
God
therapy.
damn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know?
This
To
is
say it out loud is like
people tell me like, "Ken, you need therapy all the time," and I'm like, "Nah, I just need to do an episode about it." You know what
You
I
need a
mean?
podcast.
We'll be fucking good. Yeah, I don't care.
yeah.
But anyway, man, go on, fucking, Travis, you got something you want to add to that, or
No, honestly, you hit the nail right on the head. It's like as you get older and life situation changes, your priorities change, and that can definitely cause some conflict. And if you got people in your life that have a difficult personality, it can be hard, sometimes to get them to see that. But sometimes you got to just agree to disagree on some things, and sometimes you got to just be like, like still love you. If you're mad, that's fine, but this is what I got to focus on.
yeah, man. I think the central focus should always be on the love of the fam, right? Like
Yeah.
to James's point, I imagine, like I said, my family's point, I imagine other things have gone on and shit, right? But at the end of the day, maybe you have your difficult discussions, your difference of opinions and everything. At the end of the day, you're still a family unit, right?
Yeah.
And I think that has to remain the number one importance there.
Right.
was like, James, you're absolutely right. You have to do what you have to do that you think is best. You have to be a man, and then who we are and where we are. That is how you are going to gain the respect. Either you're going to gain it or you're going to fucking lose it, right?
Yeah.
You're going to do it right or you're going to fuck up, right? This is the reality. This is stepping into the octagon, stepping into the ring, stepping into whatever you want to call it. This is that moment where you get up and you do that, and then you live or die with the consequences, right? You're making your best decisions based on the best information you have and what you think is best, and then you go with it.
Yeah.
And so far, it seems like you're doing a fucking fantastic job.
Well, see, and here's why it's difficult is because I can sit here and openly express that to you guys, and you guys are like, "Oh, 100%. That makes perfect sense."
Mhm.
But the people who are,
No, understood.
like on
Understood.
the outside, they don't see it. They're like, "Oh, you're not doing enough." It's like, okay.
So now, but so that's the thing though, right?
That's why
And that's what I'm
expectations
saying.
come in.
And that's what I'm saying is like, so it's stepping in the ring. It's in the beginning of the fight, right? It's the beginning before the fight starts. It's like, oh, you got in the ring. Here you are. And now all the things that you will do over, and this is what I'm saying, like, I liken it to my father. And this is what I'm saying. Like, here I am. I'm 33 years old. My mother died when I was a child. You know what I'm saying? So all I know is my dad, basically, for years and years and years. I mean, like, even myself, sometimes I've second guessed what the fuck was going on and everything else and all of these things, man. Like, literally, we've had a lot of discussions here. You talking right now about this damn near brought me to tears, man. Like, you know what I mean? To try to liken what he had to go through and what he was doing. And then, like, understanding, like, I've never been supportive of it. You know what I mean? Like, I've always just kind of been a dick. And understanding that,
No,
you know what I
it's
mean? Like,
difficult.
understanding that, man. It's just like, God damn, dude.
It's extremely difficult because it's like life, like we talked about off air, life is so much bigger than what we think, right?
Yeah.
There's so much more that goes through your dad's head, that goes through my head, to where we gauge ourselves off of like the success of this one thing. And it's like, as long as this turns out good, you have a sense of accomplishment that you can never compare to anything else.
I think,
And
yeah.
there's so much pressure there too, though. Like my daughter will come here. We'll have a great day, and I'll send her off. And I don't give a fuck who didn't hear from me. I'm like,
Mhm.
she was happy all
Right.
fucking day.
Mhm.
And if you're mad because I didn't call you since last week, fuck off.
Yeah.
Like I can give a fuck less.
Mhm.
We're happy.
Right.
We're happy. And there's so much fucking pressure when you're in it. Like, and it doesn't let off. And that's why I'm saying, like, the little shit doesn't matter. And Travis knows, like, he's building himself a little family where it's
Mhm.
like you got beautiful things in front of you every day. And it's like those are the things that like are important.
Right.
You know what I mean?
100%, yeah.
And it's like your dad did his fucking thing just like my mom did her thing single, like, you know, solo parent with, you know, and it's like it's like, what the fuck else am I supposed to do?
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like my whole life I wanted to be a dad. Why wouldn't I dive headfirst and avoid and again, this podcast has at the end turned into what's important in life, but at the same time it's good to highlight, like, that's why I'm telling you guys I push difficult personalities out of the way easily.
Yeah,
It's because fuck them,
yeah, I'm with you on that.
you know.
I only deal with them when you have to. Like you said, it's family or something. Like we deal with them. You deal with the ones that you care about. Fuck the rest.
Yeah, and that's why tolerance comes up big,
Mhm.
you know.
Well, let me just say this: like when I have difficult personalities that are people that I'm gonna deal with because I love them, then I run right at it. You know what I mean? Like I'm not. Very few times in that regard am I fucking worried about backing down or not. You know, and more so now. And the older I get, the more confident I get with who I am, the more I'm like, fuck you, man. Like, my dad has more respect for me than anybody I imagine I'll ever know in my life, and I respect a lot of people, but that man, we all talk about, you know, all these fucking high powers and everything, but dude, to me, that guy is the guy that got me to do everything that I do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you talk about direction, you get to follow somebody, and I'm not liking him to God or nothing, but I'm just simply saying, in my world, he might as well be. You know what I mean? Because that was my guiding light. Like, it doesn't matter. Even today, I have a fucking difficult decision I'm just gonna call him and like, what do you think? He won't even know shit about what I'm dealing with, and he'll just give me his. But he understands life. We understand life. That's the problem. You give it these fucking. These fucking, I don't even know how to put it, but these fucking these situations, you give it these little extras on it. But the problem is still the same amongst a lot of different levels, right? Like maybe this is how yours is. It's like when you go to we've all worked in the same field before, but you go to this new job and it's like, I just need to understand the nuances of what your job does. And I think that's the same. And life is the same. It's a bigger story than what the fuck we're making it out to be. We think we're all like, oh my God, this is so special. Bullshit. It's the same shit that everyone's been dealing with for fucking years. We just want to make it about us. We're egotistical, whether we know it or not.
We're difficult.
Yeah, we're difficult. Humans are difficult,
100%.
right?
Now, to end this episode, let's get in.
Yeah,
real quick.
Let me just.
Travis,
Yeah.
what are your difficult traits?
So,
Fuck.
I don't know. Like,
should started with me. I'm fucking.
yeah, like
I would've ruined it.
I don't think I'm perfect by any means, but I feel like I'm constantly trying to work on myself and like be approachable and be open to hearing like the hard truths, because I realize that I'm not perfect. You know what I mean? And so like for the people that are closest in my life, I feel like I've made that clear. I was just telling Stephanie earlier today, it was like,
Which, by the way,
is my
super
smoking hot wife. Well, yeah, smoking hot wife. I was just telling her, I was like,
smoking. We just started calling her Smoking Hot Stephanie.
yeah, smoking hot Stephanie. SHS. I was talking to her earlier, and I was like,
Instagram handle.
yeah, I was like, I listened, like, because I asked her about, she said that she listened to the last episode, and I was like, oh, that's cool, like, because I didn't ask her to, but she wanted to, just to support what we're doing here and stuff, and support me. And so I was like, well, that's cool. I was all, do you have any like feedback for me? You know what I mean? And she's like, yeah, you and Ken say you know what I mean a lot. And I was like, well, I'll definitely be self-conscious about that. So every time I say that, I'll be thinking of this.
It only makes you say it more.
Exactly. And so I was like, okay. And then she was like, well, she's like, I didn't mean to be mean. Like I was just saying.
Fuck, now I'm gonna think about it too.
She's all, I was just telling you, you know what I mean? That
I'm gonna do it too, Travis. Fuck.
But
we're fucked.
she was like, I was just telling you because you asked, and I was like, yeah, no, don't feel like you can't tell me something because it's gonna hurt my feelings. I rely on you for honest feedback, and so that's the thing. It's like the things that I feel like I need to work on, I try to be open about, and I try to throw out to the people that I care about to give me feedback on. So as far as like things that are difficult for me, there's nothing really that I stand so firmly on that I'm hard to deal with. I guess what it comes down to is sometimes I can be hard to difficult in that like I won't tell you. If anything, I'm the opposite. Like I'm not so over the top where I'm going to argue with you. If anything, I'll be the opposite. I'll shut down and just stuff all of my fucking emotions way down.
You'll stuff them right in there once
stuff
you
it like
pack it in.
Oreo double stuff
Just
way
fucking-
down. Yep, that's right. So I think that's my difficult characteristics is I need to open up more.
Open. Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I would differentiate with that.
Yeah.
I think you're pretty open.
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. I try to be, but
So here's my thing. Is I would think I don't want to ruin it. Are we moving on?
Yeah, we
This is
moved
my
to you.
turn. I'm like,
He's provided a lot of humor.
I've already moved on.
30 seconds.
you know what I mean?
You know what I
Alright.
mean?
So is this our truth or what? What are we doing?
No. I just want to know what are you difficult? Like what's your difficult?
How am I difficult?
How are you difficult to people?
I'm difficult because fuck, man, you guys got me on the sick one right now. Like normally I wouldn't even be this fucking legit with you, but fuck it, you know what I mean? Here we go. So for me, yeah, I'm difficult as fuck all the time. I'll be honest with you guys, I am difficult. I'm an asshole a lot of the times. I'm an asshole to the people I care the most about. Like I am. I will push you harder if I fucking care about you. If I don't care about you, you won't hear nothing from me. And that's so much to people that don't hear anything from me, because I don't give a fuck about you, And then so I'll move on from that because that says that. But
I just distracted you. Is all.
you
son of
did.
a
I was
bitch.
like, where was I going? Oh my god. No, but me being difficult, man, I'm an overthinker. So, and I'm starting to really understand what that means. So as a person who sincerely overthinks fucking everything, and we've talked about it here, like you can't give me a compliment and me just accept it. Like I can't, unless I can justify it, I don't accept it. And it's fucked up. And I don't know why, but it gets so much deeper than that. Like you want to ask about being difficult. It's just like everything. Like any aspect of anything. Like I hardly trust anybody. You know, I was raised that way, not to trust people. Like James, for years, I tell you, I thought you were a spy. I don't know why, like, but I did. I did. I literally did.
He was like, "You're a fucking spy."
Yeah, and I'm not even fucking around. It's not even a joke. Like I did, and it's stupid. I know it's stupid. Logically, it makes no sense, but I did. And there's so many things, man. The one that makes me difficult, who the fuck knows? Like literally anybody that can fuck with me, anyone that calls me their friend, like these are the reasons why I say like I just feel fucking lucky. You know what I mean? Like the people like James right here, like I'm telling him like I think you're a fucking spy, dude. Fuck you. And
I still hang around like I did.
Yeah, no. And this is the guy that I have to be friends with. Like it draws each other to each other because I'm like, he's like, shut the fuck up, and I'm like, yeah, no, that's responsibility.
Yeah, you're right.
Like, that's
That's what a
responsibility.
spy would say.
Yeah,
Right,
no. I'm like, no. He's
Yeah.
not even trying to push it.
Uh-huh.
He has nothing to risk. You know what I mean?
Splinter Cell.
Like it makes no sense. You know what I mean?
72, he has no idea.
I
Sleeper cell.
don't know.
Sleeper cell.
I don't understand. I don't know why I am how I am. I don't understand how I got there, man. Sometimes I think I'm fucked up. Sometimes people tell me, like, Ken, I think you're fucked up. Fuck all of them, man. Like, I am who I am. You know what I mean? Like, you know what? Yeah, I put you through fucking, like, yeah, you're right. You got to prove it to me. And you have. And motherfuckers I fuck with have. And you know what? Again, this is my dad, man. This is my dad every day of the week was like, fuck everybody, man. You be critical of people around you. You're right. Because look who's left. You know what I mean? Quality fucking individuals.
Yeah.
So that's me being difficult, but to me, it's a benefit to me.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, I agree.
You're right. It
Yeah.
is like a good defense mechanism
Mhm.
for weeding out the bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. For me, I would say my most difficult traits would be I'm stubborn. Like you cross me or you disrespect me. You're dead. No, I'm saying you haven't done it, but I'm just saying like
I won't.
I'm just saying like if I can't trust you, you're done. And I get stubborn about it.
Yeah.
Like you can reprove and
I know
recertify some shit.
I know what.
You're done. Like immediately you're done. And on top of that, like my ideals are so like cemented in that like it doesn't matter if you violated one of my fucking principles, I'm done with you. Like I very stubborn in that way.
I would disagree with that.
No, trust me.
I'm gonna ask you this. No. Okay. Like, I don't mean to like challenge it, but I want to challenge it.
Challenge it.
Not like in a combative way,
Yeah,
though, right? Like
yeah,
in a
yeah.
because okay,
In
like
a fun way. Let's make it a
like,
game.
me and you have very different ideals,
Right.
And so okay, the first one you said, like if I fucked you over, then yeah. But you know me, man. Like I'd ride with you till the fucking wheels fell off. You know what I mean? Like fuck everything else. I don't give a shit. I'll go to Looney Bin with you. I'll go to jail with you. I don't give a fuck about it, dude. We're both fucked. I'd go to jail before you because you got a
Yeah.
kid and I don't.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, you get the fuck.
I'd be like, can you got
I'm
this?
like, James, get the fuck out of here. I got it. Okay. Just send me some money. Okay, they're going to rape me.
I'm like, Ken, I don't got credit. I can't bail you out. Like, don't expect me. We'll call Travis. Travis will bail you out.
Travis, give me a lawyer. He's like, on the way, son.
My dad's a lawyer.
He's like, Dad.
Dad's on the way. Sending one. Oh, shit. Rewind it.
Michael,
Take it out.
I'll take it out.
Just take it out.
Don't worry about it. I'll
Yeah,
take it
just
out.
take it. Please take it out.
I'll bleep
Don't-
it
don't
out.
Tell me you're
I'll
gonna take it
bleep it
out.
out.
Not take it out.
I'll bleep it out. Look at I'm gonna write it out. Bleep it out.
Can you just take it out?
I'll take it
I got
out.
it. Fuck.
But go
dude.
ahead. Challenge me on it.
No,
You said.
bleep it out. I would just tell you this. Like, fuck we were saying.
No, you think you're gonna challenge me on my stubbornness?
Oh, okay, yeah, you're stubborn, but it's a good thing you're stubborn. Like, and also, so I'd say like this. Like, look, there's been situations where maybe I was supposed to produce something here and I did not do so, and I come here and you're visibly upset. However, And you were upset about it. However, you didn't say,
I was real
fuck
upset
you,
about it.
fuck you, I'm done with you. I'll never deal with you again.
Okay, so you want to talk about that?
Yeah, let's talk about it.
So in terms of that, you didn't violate a principle. You didn't meet expectation. So you got the anger. If you violate a principle,
what are the principles? Can I get a list? I think you should provide me a list then.
no, it's just how you are, the kind of person you are.
Yeah, I'm not worried
So
about
like
it.
like if you're let's just say one of my principles is like you don't share what we talk about. If you were someone who couldn't keep your mouth shut, you violated one of my principles, which is honesty, trust, shit like that. But meeting an expectation, like let's just be honest, that day you didn't bring a cord. It was simple,
Yeah,
right?
I felt so let down.
Yeah, so
I was like, God, I fucking
you
blew
didn't
it.
meet my
I fucking blew
expectation,
it.
so I was mad.
Yeah.
I was mad,
Yeah,
and that's
but I need that.
and honestly, was that the most mad you've ever seen me?
Yeah, probably.
Yes.
probably. Yeah.
But
Same though. When do you see me visibly like fucking actually fucking
exactly.
mad?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is that if you see me mad, you're my friend.
Yeah.
Because you violate a principle, you don't see that.
Yeah. No,
You
yeah.
don't see that shit.
If I don't care about you, if I don't care about you, you'll never see me mad. I won't care.
Or if I tell you something and like you go and tell someone else and I find out, you don't see me mad either. I'm just like, hey.
Yeah. No. I know who you are now.
I won't tell you anything anymore.
Exactly.
Right.
So like you violate. So for me, like my stubbornness is like it's more rooted in like my principle.
Yeah. Same.
And I when you're close to me, I just expect a certain level of person that's in the circle.
Right.
And if you don't meet that, even like honesty and like trust. I mean, if you're great and you're fun and you're a fucking awesome person, and I could talk to you, but I can't trust you. Like I can't tell you a secret and you keep it. I don't want any of it.
Right.
Because you violated that. So I'm real stubborn. And on top of that, what I'm saying is I'm just stubborn because I'm just set in my ways sometimes.
No, you should.
So that's why I'm difficult, right?
The
The other reason why I'm difficult is because I just like things a certain way. You know, I'm just very particular.
James,
like that might be difficult.
I'm starting to. The more I'm going forward, the more I'm starting to understand. Like, I think that's the way to be. Like, sincerely, I think it's okay to have those expectations. I think you
and
should.
shit.
I think you should. Right? Like, I
You know
know
what I mean?
I know who I am in life. I know what I want out of life, and I know what I want people around me to have, and all aspects of that. Right?
That's
like
how you get the quarters.
I think right, and that's
they
how,
gotta-
that's
they
how
gotta
you
be a
develop
quarter.
quarters, right? And I'm starting to like, and like this is exactly what I'm saying, and this is
Can't
what I
be two
mean.
dimes.
So again, this is gonna be a nod
And a
back to my
nickel?
father, a nod back to my fucking father, man. Who used to always tell me like, stop trying to be cool, dude. Like, stop trying to be cool. Like, get over it. Like, shut the fuck up. What do you think you're cool? You're not cool anyway. You fucking loser. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
he
Like,
probably wanted to slap you. Like,
he
motherfucker,
probably-
you're
he
not
probably
cool.
should have, like, because at the time I thought it was cool.
He probably wanted to slap you like he's gonna slap you after this podcast.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
just-
yeah, but you're not half the man that he was. Fuck that shit. No, but listen, man, seriously, on a serious note, man. On a serious note, I want to make this point clear. My dad told me my entire life, like, dude, don't try to ever fucking fit in. Don't try to be cool. Don't try doing that. As a young kid, that's all I did. I mean, like, I don't think I really tried hard to do that. I think I was myself in a lot of ways. However, in some aspects, you know, you get a little nervous. Like, oh shit, let me join that. Today, though, I think you guys know me. Today is time. I don't give a fuck. I am who I am. I don't really think I back down from being me. You guys correct me if you think I'm wrong.
Well, really quickly, look at your friends.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. You curate this. Every one of your friends, that's your friend now,
Yeah.
which you said is like close.
Yeah.
All of them are who the fuck they are. They don't try to fit in.
Yeah.
They're all different. They're all different shapes and sizes and fucking people, and we're all like that. That's what I'm saying. So it's like your dad set you on that
He
path.
set me on the right path
because
for me
he
to
knew-
be, for me to understand what the fuck I needed to be. You know what I mean? I don't need to fucking try to fit in. Like today and every day of my life, I feel like I am enough. Like, and you know what I mean? Like, some days I get down on myself, whatever the fuck, but I still feel like I am enough. I am. And
Let's take Travis for example.
yeah.
Okay.
Let's take Travis for
Okay, so
example.
let me analyze Travis real quick.
Just break him down.
Let's break him down real quick.
Yeah.
Travis is similar to me.
Yeah.
He can get along with everybody,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Does it mean that he's friends with everybody?
No.
No, it does not mean he's friends with everybody. That's not straight. So Travis, when you're friends with Travis, I think what you get, there you go. I think what you get is somebody who is 100% them, regardless. Similar to me. People like me because I'm friendly. I'm not abrasive,
Mm-hmm.
but when I'm your friend, I'm your friend.
Right.
Like there's no bullshit between that.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's what you get with your friends.
Yeah.
So your dad sets you on a path to know what you want to be, what he wants you to be. First of all, right? He wanted you to be someone that didn't impress nobody, but he also knew like if you don't do that, your friends ain't gonna do that.
Right.
So it worked.
Well, I think he understood. Okay, so as a child, right, you don't get that, but I think he understood like, and what I understand now today is if I wasn't gonna be me and comfortable in being me, I wouldn't be friends with you guys. If I wasn't who I was, you guys wouldn't be kicking it with me now. Like it's the fact that I'm comfortable with being me and I don't give a fuck, and you're comfortable being you and you don't give a fuck and you're comfortable with you. That's why we are here.
Yeah.
It's because of that simple. That is the biggest drawing factor into all of us being here.
Yeah.
It's a simple fact that we are okay with us. You let me be me, I'll let him be him, and you'll let him be him, and I'll let you be you.
Okay.
That's the thing.
Exactly. And let me just say this. Another one. I'm gonna analyze Travis real quick.
Yeah.
Travis, the reason why he's sitting here is because he fits right in. Right?
Yeah.
Easy. Like and you don't give a fuck. Style of comedy, humor, his jokes, don't matter. It works. It works completely. Right?
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like those characteristics that you strive for, you recognize in other people, right? Like you want to be yourself and you want to be genuine. And so when you come across other people that are genuine,
doing
you
the
recognize it. And yeah, and so you recognize it first of all because you're doing the same thing or at least striving to. You appreciate the fact that they're doing it and you respect them for that. You know what I mean? And I think that's the main thing. And that's something that's been very important in my life, my whole life, is respect. Like that's one of the main things. It's like, you know, if it's there and if it's mutual and, you know, we can get along. But if like the moment, like one of my ideals is respect. And the moment that you disrespect me or you disrespect my family, you know what I mean? It's like, okay, like that's it, you're done. And I can still be friendly to your face, but I'm never gonna be your friend. You know what I mean?
And you know what, Travis, man, I would say this to you. I would say I think you're a man of principle, and I think as far as like family goes, especially as family goes, and I absolutely will stand a million times by you. And I think you've done nothing but exhibit the greatest fucking respect for that, and right there with you, man. You know, like I think you're a guy who is you. That's the beautiful thing. Like I love that. That was one of the things that I said
my favorite
about
thing
you
about him.
from the jump. Was like Travis is Travis, but even deeper than that, like you respect people being them.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like you are you, but you respect people being them as well.
Yeah, and I'm not trying to change anybody. Like I want the same thing out of my friends. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And like I said, when me meeting Travis and hanging out with Travis before any of this, before fucking, I mean, like I just saw the guy there. I'm just standing there all alone in the corner, hoping someone would ask me to dance.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Here comes
That
Travis.
doesn't sound like you.
I sashayed my way
No,
over.
you guys think it's not, but like legitimately, like I'm standing there, like, and he'll tell you, like I'm standing there, like I don't at this particular. The first time I ever met Travis, I don't imagine I knew many people there. I'm sitting there, kind of like, okay, I know like 2 or 3 people. I'm standing here doing this. However, I hear like this fucking joke over there or some shit, whatever the fuck. I don't know. Let's make up a story, Travis.
Yeah.
I hear Travis tell this amazing joke, and I'm like, The world needs to hear it. One day I'll have a podcast. He has to be on it 3 times at least.
At a minimum.
Yeah, minimum 3 times.
At the second time they tried Templeton Rye, he has to be at the exact point.
Episode 11, part 2.
Episode 11.
11.5. 11 deuce.
11 point deuce.
Anywho.
Yeah, so let's get into our truth.
All right, man.
Okay, because we've been off the rail and on the rail.
Off and on.
But this
and
is one
up
of those
and
nights
down.
I think we knew we were getting into.
Mm-hmm.
I started
So-
it. I said it when I got here.
Yeah, you did.
It's been a blast.
So we're gonna go ahead and get into our truth, and I'll start because I don't think I ever start this fucking thing.
do it.
So the first truth I want to give is I want to first of all I always like to incorporate other people into the truth, at least the last few weeks, and I want to say happy birthday to your daughter.
Oh, thank
Okay,
you. Thank
happy early birthday, but by the time they hear this, happy belated birthday.
you. Thank you.
And it's a beautiful thing. Family's a beautiful thing. Shout out to Stephanie,
Mm-hmm.
which is
My smoking hot wife.
Smoking Hot Wife.
Smoking
Stephanie.
hot wife Stephanie.
Thank you for listening and providing the feedback. It's not only good for him, but it's good for us to hear and to get that feedback because we can't get a goddamn comment. First of all, I'm not gonna get into it, but appreciate you listening and get into that. Obviously, we're committed, so appreciate that. That always means the world to us. And then my other truth is just, I just want to say, life is all about progressing and using the tools at your disposal. And I just want to say, like, past episodes have been a huge thing for us. Me and Ken have been doing this for a year. We're not at 50 episodes yet or 52 episodes yet. But I'll just say this: there's episodes that didn't air, but we've been doing this for over a year now. We started last January 2020. In my bedroom, and now we got everything going on. We got the YouTube jumping.
With the Bob Barker.
Yeah, with the Bob Barker. Everything was jumping, but like we had to learn how to have a conversation with each other and have the mic on, and had to learn how to deal with all that stuff. We learned about whiskey. We learned about doing these different things, and it's all about commitment and committing to what we were doing and sticking to it and taking feedback and learning how not to take constructive criticism wrong and just getting better week in, week out. And all I'm saying is, like, you have to progress with whatever is your measurement, whatever you're using to measure yourself and get better, use them. And it could be the smallest thing. It could be a hobby. It could be something you do in your spare time, but you have to gauge yourself somehow and look at where you were. And like I said, if you go back to episode 11, to where we are now, it's a whole different thing. We got different palates. Literally, we taste different shit. As far as whiskey goes, and we can do different things in this podcast. And it's nice to have. And one of the greatest things is just learning through that. But it's nice to always have people and expect this week in, week out. Like Ken said, he was with the Baltimore Ravens for a few weeks. But what's funny is there was a void that was not. There was a void there that I felt, at the very least, right? That I felt. And that's where the commitment comes in, to learn and grow and to understand, okay, when you get back, it's feet running, hit the ground running. And so it's important for you to measure yourself, but use the tools at your disposal. We talked about using Valentine's Day as the jump out point. We talked about dealing with difficult personalities. We talked about family issues. We talked about family. But it's all just about progressing. So make sure you guys are fucking putting the best effort out there. And that's my truth for tonight.
Nice.
All right, man. So I'm going to jump in here. Number one, I want everybody to know I'm hungry. That was just something I thought, fuck you. I want to let you know that. I don't care what you think. Number two, man, this shit's been an absolute blast to me. Like, I've learned a lot. I've learned how to understand a lot. We're talking about difficult personalities. I think I've been difficult. I think I'm just gonna be blunt about it. I think
you Travis been difficult.
Well, I think Anthony and myself have both been difficult at some points in time, and I think Anthony and myself have both challenged ourselves to be better, and we got way better in understanding how to understand difficult people. I think we're both difficult, and we really overcame that.
You guys are the only reason this shit's still going.
So if you want to ask me about being difficult, I think Anthony, man, shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, my brother. because we were fucking difficult and we fucking got through it. You know what I mean? And we fucking managed that. So
You guys carried it.
I want to make that point tonight. That big fucking shout out to Anthony, dude. That man has all my respect too.
Hey.
He always has and he still does. So there's that.
And
No.
bring your ass back out.
Yeah.
Get out
Now,
the house.
the last part I want to say, this whole thing, man, and I tend to do this, man, but the last part I want to get into is I just want to say, dude, my father has had every ounce of respect in my life forever, dude. Even when it didn't seem like it, man, that guy has been my fucking North Star, you know what I mean? It's guided me where I need to go. Whether it's direct or indirect, or if I'm fucking with him or not fucking with him, man, that's just what it's been. I don't want to get too fucking sentimental and all that shit about it, but I just want my dad to know, dude, hey, you've always been the guy that's guided me, man, and I know you've always told me like you're always there and the door's always open and everything like that. I know that, man. That's vice versa too. You know what I mean? I'm always there too. I love you, man. I love you to death. So,
Shout out Ken's dad.
Yeah.
That's my heart,
Hey,
man.
hey, a lot of respect for your dad and
Ken Senior.
Ken Senior, Ken McCaskill Senior. You know, I just want to piggyback on that a little bit because Ken's always jumping on my shit. Ken's dad, first of all, raised this motherfucker, but it honestly, it's hard enough to imagine like being co-parents and dealing with that shit. But I'll just say this right now. I respect Ken's dad. I don't even know if I'll ever meet you. But I heard a lot about you. It's been good shit. And shout out to you for everything you've done for Ken.
Yeah, for
because
sure.
honestly, it's made Ken who he is. He wouldn't even be fucking a quarter of the man he is today without you.
No, absolutely.
He's like 1/4, maybe.
Like,
Like
I
one
got-
shiny quarter.
One shiny quarter.
I got a little fucked up right there, but I want to conclude that. I want to say, man, me and my dad have had some fucking rough times. We've had some good times, man. We've had a little bit of everything.
Sorry
But,
about the Chiefs too.
yeah, sorry, your team sucks, dude. I told
Hey,
you. I texted
we
him.
called it.
I said, Dad, your team sent a practice squad, or what the fuck is this, dude? Where's your stars at? Like, what the fuck happened? Nah, man. But you know what, dude? When we talk about my world, people I respect, just nobody, bar fucking none, that ever compared to my father, man. That man has been 100% real with me from the fucking as little as I can remember. Like shit. I imagine everybody else is like, don't tell your kids that. Nah, that motherfucker told me what was up. You know what I mean? I love my dad. I love my dad with every fucking piece of me, dude. That guy's always been 100% real with me. Even when we get into shit, we argue and we'll go back and forth, man. Because that's just who we're gonna be, man. He raised me to be who I am, and it's a fucking. So I'm a descendant of him, so yeah, we're gonna bump heads a little bit. That's just what it's gonna be. But he's always had my respect, and he always fucking will. You know what I mean? That man has done things that I couldn't imagine going through. And even like I said, here today, understanding even the more the intimate aspects of things that this man must have had to deal with that I could never fucking understand. Man, my hat's off to you. Literally, my hat is off.
His hat is
It's off
his
to
eyes
you.
are
You know
closed.
what I mean? No, but I mean that in all sincerity, man.
Yeah.
Like literally,
Yeah.
you know, man, Dad, I love you, man. Thank you for fucking everything, dude. And I know, man. I hope you hear this, man. I think you will because I know you support me. You always have in every fucking thing I've done, even when you shouldn't have. But fuck, dude. God, thank you so much.
Shout
dude.
out
Like,
Ken.
I sincerely appreciate
That's
everything you've ever done.
That's beautiful.
Yeah. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy B-Day.
Yeah.
All right.
Oh,
All right.
so
Shout
man.
out.
about that?
Yeah. So just to get into my truth is kind of wrap up like the whole theme of this. And that is just like be genuine. And, you know, it's cliche. Everyone says be yourself. But honestly, that's the best way to go about life. It's easy sometimes to conform and just kind of fall in line with what everyone else is doing. But by being genuine and being yourself, even when it's not easy, you're going to weed out the people in your life that don't need to be there. And who's left is going to be the quality people. And for me, those quality people, one of which is my smoking hot wife, Stephanie.
Stephanie, shout out.
I want to shout out to my brother, Zach. He's the one I was talking about earlier. Like I said, I love him to death. And even though we don't always agree on everything, like at the end of the day, it's all love. And I know that if I ever needed anything, he would drop everything to be there for me. And I would do the same for him.
Yeah, that's
and
important.
and so and to the rest of my family as well, that same sentiment goes. We aren't always exactly eye to eye, but when push comes to shove, like we're gonna be there for each other. So, and that all comes from being genuine and being yourself, and like I think that's one of the most important things that you can do for yourself in this life, because like I said, that's gonna weed out the people that don't need to be there. So
yeah, and that's beautiful. Again, happy birthday to your daughter.
yes, thank you very much.
Happy belated to Italia. Anthony's daughter just had her birthday.
Oh, that's right.
This past
Happy
weekend.
birthday.
Happy birthday to her. Goddamn. The time goddamn flies, man.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to say shout out to Erica for getting her master's degree.
Shout out, Erica.
Hey, she is extremely proud, and we are very proud of her.
Erica's a fucking gold.
She's
a gold.
Hey, Erica, get your ass to the studio. Let's get this fucking episode going.
I won't fuck it up.
Yeah, no, Ken won't fuck it up. But a huge congratulations to you because, like you said, you're a working mom. You worked your ass off to get your degree. You got 2 babies at the house. You got another baby in Anthony. You're taking care of everybody.
Hey, what an accomplishment.
Hey,
what a woman.
I'm extremely proud and just blown away by what she's accomplished.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know she ain't done. You know what I mean?
No, I know.
So
what's next is
exactly.
the question.
Hey,
Yeah, dude.
Hey,
Yeah. What
so
a fucking inspiration.
and I know,
What an
and I know Anthony bought you those red bottoms. So let us know what you feel.
Yeah.
But
Sincerely.
sincerely, congratulations to you for getting your degree. We are just extremely proud to know somebody who's putting effort into that shit.
Yeah. No,
I'm extremely enamored by her.
No, hey, you have persevered. You have broke every fucking thing that every obstacle that was in your way. You jumped right the fuck over it and knocked it the fuck down. You know what I mean? And still won the race.
Yeah.
So hey, congratulations to you, Erica. You are literally an inspiration and a model of what people can be and how to do it. Well done.
Exactly.
Way to go.
Get yourself on the podcast. We want you here.
Yeah.
So you can talk about everything you're up to.
Yeah.
But make sure you guys are following us on Instagram. Make sure you guys are following us on YouTube, TikTok.
TikTok, whatever the fuck it's called.
we got a Annie fucking TikTok dropping tonight. But make sure you guys are following us on all social media platforms. And the most important thing, guys, share it with a friend. I don't care who it is.
Share it with your friend.
Just send it.
Share it with the difficult motherfucker. Share it with your Valentine. Share it with somebody like whiskey.
Copy the link for this episode.
Hey, you know what?
Open up your AirDrop, and then whatever random iPhone pops up, you just send it to them.
Hold on. Okay, hold on. I almost forgot. Hey, guys, everybody out there listening right now, my boy Travis has a dog. What's his dog's name?
My wife's dog, Louie.
You guys' dog fucking named Louie.
He's my.
Louie
That's your goddamn dog.
Louie has a little bit of a condition going on,
He
man.
does,
He's
he
a little
does.
fucked up. And you know what? I love Louie.
Yeah, me
Hey,
too.
Louie is a sweet fucking guy.
He is.
Okay,
Louie.
Louie. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I know,
on a serious note though, man.
Yeah.
Sincerely, man. Hey guys, I'll
We don't
go
have a
ahead.
Facebook. I try to share, but it's like share the Facebook.
I'll put it on the fucking Instagram, I think,
For
or
sure.
whatever I can.
Please. Yeah, we have a GoFundMe going. He needs a surgery. It's like almost $4,000. So
Yeah.
any help that anyone's willing to give, we'd greatly appreciate.
Yeah, hey guys, if
Thank you.
it's $2, $3, $4,
Honestly,
$12,
anything.
hey,
Yeah.
and on my ballers, if you always want to give $10, you know what I mean?
Fork it up. Fork
You
it
balling
up.
like that? No, but on the serious note, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? This dog is a staple of their family. It means the world to them, man. And I know we all understand that. I know I've had dogs in my life where I was like, fuck, dude, it was tough to let go. Things happen. So if we could do something, man, you know what I mean? Let's reach out. Let's just give a little bit. You know what I mean?
Thank
Let's
you,
just reach out and let's just contribute.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yes.
we'll share the link on this one.
Thank
yeah,
you.
yeah, absolutely,
help
man. No, all love on that one. No joke. All jokes aside, you know what I
Damn,
mean?
all love tonight. I love it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
All love. I love it.
Me too.
Until next time, guys.
Okay, bye.